Hello, sir. Greetings of the day. This is Team Euphoria, myself Krishnakant Bhosle, giving voiceover to this presentation. Let me take a moment to introduce my team members. We got Samarth Gupta, Ramji, Spurs, Sanika on board on Team Euphoria. Through this presentation, the problem statement which we people are targeting is the manual hospital system. Like as we know in the hospital, due to manual processes, there is a lot of inefficiency. Like people wait for hours just to to mark their appointment or to schedule their appointment, and this takes a lot of time, and even it makes your hospital system inefficient, and it consumes the time of both the patient time and even doctor's time. Hence, the solution to this problem could be our hospital management system. Hospital management system is basically a virtual system which has the objectives to digitalize the patient records, have a real time, to show the real time doctor availability, and keep tracking the medicines. Like if you install this system in the hospital, then it will help us to know like what's the flow of the patient, like what quantity of patient which we people are getting on often basis, and on through that data we could have keep track on inventories of medicine, and it will basically make hospital a bed with a better administration. So now jumping on to the concept which we have used in this virtual system. So the foundation for this the project is totally relied on OOPS, vectors, functions, encapsulation, and input validation thing. Like let me go through one by one. Talking about OOPS, we have object-oriented programming. We have basically used it in order to create classes in our project, in our code basically. Like there are three classes, a class for patient, a separate class for doctor, and a separate class for appointment. And each class has its own functions, and own data containers in it. Like vectors are the one which we have used now to store multiple record dynamically, whether it is required in patient class or doctor class or appointment class. When talking about encapsulation, each class is occupied with its own encapsulation. That means like they got their own variables to handle with. And even the thing input validation, like we have ensured that user enters an ID that is valid in nature. So yeah, basically, as the classes are the main thing in our project, so jumping straight down to the classes and giving brief introduction about each class. First, what we got is the patient class. So this is basically a class that that creates a patient as an object, have name, gender, age, and ID as a parameter in it, and IDs assigned using global PID, which auto increment. Like if you're adding more and more patients, then automatically the ID will be incremented about like the at what place the patient is added. Like for example, if we have one patient, like if you're going to add another patient, then they will automatically get a second ID to it. The another class is a doctor class. Even in the doctor class, same goes with the doctor class. It gives name to doctor, gender, age, and ID of the doctor. Appointment class that basically deals with the patient ID, doctor ID, and date. Now, moving forward to the important functions which are used throughout the program in different classes. First is add patient function. This function takes input from the user, like like name of patient, ID, like name of patient, age, and all. Another function is add doctor that takes a user input. Like as it's used for hospital management, it basically uses the name of hospital to be name of doctor to be written in the written via from our side, and then it will schedule appointments using schedule appointment function. And later on, we got a view patient, view doctor, and view appointment function that basically gives us insight around about the appointments which are totally scheduled throughout the day. Now, jumping on to the code of the project. So yeah, that's the code which we got for this virtual system. It has a three classes as I told you: patient, doctor, and appointment in it, and all the functions which are required, which I specified earlier, are spread it throughout these classes. So yeah, now like let me run this code. Yeah, like we got a six option and another extra option, to exit the code. So first, we will add a patient. Like we are starting our day. Let's assume we are starting our day in an hospital, and a patient comes up. Then we will write one, to add a patient. Now let's say we got a patient named Jay. Let's say. So yeah, I will type Jay as a patient name. Enter patient age as 18. Then we got patient gender, like let me type male. So yeah, so what we had did is we used a patient class and create an object whose name is Jay with ID one. And in such a way, let me add some few more patients so we could work uh, effectively on this virtual system. So another name could be Om, let's say, and the patient is let's say 25, gender male. So yeah, here's the another patient added in this system. Uh, let me add some few. Neha, age is 56, gender is female. Female, yeah. So yeah, we are done with adding a patient. Now let's add a doctor because doctor the one who runs the hospital, right? So let me add doctors in it. So entering choice two for doctor, enter doctor's name. So yeah, we can go for Priya, age 40, gender female. Yeah, adding another doctor. Doctor's name can be Rohan, let's say. Rohan is 35, male. So yeah, we are done with this. Now we have what we have did is we got three patients on our system and two doctors on our system. Now let's view the patient. So, yeah, entering choice for patient, like in order to view the patients. So, so that's the detail of the patient what we have got on our virtual system, Jai, Om, and Neha, with their ages and their gender. Now let's check the doctor which we have got today. Yeah, so we have Priya Rohan available for today. Okay. Now let's see like how we are going to fix up the appointment. So like, in order to schedule the appointment, we will enter a choice number uh, three, let's say three in order to schedule the appointment. So enter the patient ID. So yeah, let's check the list. So let's say ID number one, Jay wants to schedule an appointment. So we'll enter patient ID is one, doctor ID, let's say doctor any random ID. I would say let's say a five, ID number five. Let's say what it say because we don't got any doctor with whose ID is five. So yeah, enter appointment date. Let's say 12/05 2025. So invalid patient at a doctor. So the appointment is not scheduled. The appointment is not will not be scheduled because there isn't any doctor with ID number five. Because we got only two doctors on board that were ID two. So appointment couldn't be scheduled. Yeah. So what is important? Like ID of a doctor should be accurate, and yeah, and that doctor should be available at that particular day. So let's fix another appointment. Let's say another appointment. So yeah, patient ID of Jay. Patient ID of Jay was one. Doctor ID, let's say two. Appointment same date, 12/05 2025. Yeah. Appointment is scheduled successfully. Now moving further on. Now let me schedule once again a different appointment. Few more appointment. Patient ID will two this time. Let's say and a doctor ID could be one. So appointment date let's say 13 this time 13/05 2025. Yeah. Even we schedule appointment successfully. So like now going to view appointment option that basically gives number of appointment which we got through which we appointed through our virtual system. hospital management system. Okay, yeah. So what we got here is a patient ID, his name, and appointment is scheduled with the doctor whose ID is two, and what is his doctor's name, and even the date is mentioned along with that. So yeah, that was our hospital management system. And let me quickly go through the benefits which we could get if we implement the hospital management system. So yeah, talking about the benefits. Yeah, so basically it will increase the time efficiency, like manual entering of the patients in a book. It consumes a lot of time. It will centralize the record and it will keep a record up to date because as you know, like if it is on a virtual system, then you can edit or delete the records much easily than writing it on a pen and paper. It will be user friendly both for staff and patient, and it act as a better resource for management. It will help us to keep track about consumption of medicines by checking the track record of the number of patients which we are getting. So it will improve the communications between doctors and nurses and administration, and it will help the hospital to have a better administration, I would say. Yeah, that's what we got today. So thank you.